Identifying.
Stand by one. Let's go. Let's go.
You are about to experience the uncensored conversations, stimulating wit, and the thought-provoking wisdom. Bold, raw, and uncut. Right now, on the Lancescurv Show.
Welcome to another drive-by episode of the Lancescurv Show. My tone will be very relaxed. I cut my sleep short so I can get some sun, as you all know. For those who are up with me, I did a show last night, or really just a couple of hours ago. So I was supposed to sleep a lot later than I did. But I said, let me kill two birds with one stone. I wanted to get more sun. I wanted to enhance my melanin. I wanted to strengthen myself so I could still rest and get my sun. That being said, I had to check my phone, and I got a couple of messages from you guys on the latest news, right? Again, I'm not trying to be a reporter. I won't speak on anything unless I see something in it. And the news going on now in the so-called mainstream media is Prince Harry marrying his girlfriend, Meghan Markle, next year. Okay? Now, I looked through a few articles just to inform myself to what's going on. Now, for those who don't know, many are saying or stating how Meghan Markle is a black woman, but nowhere in the so-called mainstream media am I hearing them say that. And many will say, oh God, here you go again, Scurv, always speaking about color and race and racism. Well, I have to in this particular case because this man is part of the royal family and the son of Princess Diana, who was killed. Okay, it was an accident, they say, but I believe she was killed. I won't even argue on that. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with that. But there are certain things that just jumped out at me as I read this particular article from the BBC. Now, I'm going to read it, part of it, because it's like really long, and I want to speak with you about what I saw. Here's the article. Prince Harry thrilled to marry girlfriend Meghan Markle next year. And this article came out 16 minutes ago. So I guess all day long, this is all you're going to hear. And there's going to be comments made and different things made. But here's my pitch from so early on. And maybe I'm not informed as I should be. But this is my knee-jerk reaction that I'm not afraid to put out. Here it is. Prince Harry says he is thrilled after announcing he is to marry U.S. actress girlfriend Meghan Markle. The fifth in line to the throne will marry Miss Markle in spring of 2018. The couple, who have been dating since the summer of 2016, smiled as they posed for photographs outside Kensington Palace in London, where they live. Prince Harry said it had been a romantic proposal, while Miss Markle said she was so very happy. Miss Markle, wearing a white belted coat, held Harry's hand as they appeared briefly for the press at the palace's sunken garden and showed off her diamond engagement ring. Asked by a reporter when he knew Miss Markle was the one, Prince Harry said, the very first time we met. Kensington Palace said Ms. Markle's engagement ring was designed by Prince Harry and features two diamonds which belonged to his late mother, Diana, Princess of Wales. At the center of the ring is a diamond from Botswana, a country the couple has spent time together over the last year and a half. The band is made from gold. Okay, that's what jumped out at me. And this is a long article, but I'm going to say this again. Kensington Palace said Miss Markle's engagement ring was designed by Prince Harry and features two diamonds, which belonged to his late mother, Diana, Princess of Wales. At the center of the ring is a diamond from Botswana, a country the couple has spent time together over the last year and a half. The band is made from gold. Let's check out Botswana. I think it's symbolic that Princess Diana's diamonds and diamonds from Botswana are in this ring, and I don't think it's anything good. Let's check out Botswana, where they hang out and spend a lot of time. And this is an article, an archived article from skoll.org, SKOLL.org. And the title of it is Botswana, Poor People, Rich Government. Okay, here it is. And this was written on October 10th, 2013. Botswana is a landlocked nation in South Africa. The economy of this country is defined by a single luxury export, diamonds. Beginning in the mid-60s, the economy of Botswana expanded exponentially due to her dependence on the success of one export. However, Botswana suffered from an economic contraction between 2009 and 2013. This contraction occurred as the result of a shrinking global demand for Botswana diamonds. An already significant portion of the population in Botswana was living in extreme poverty prior to 2009. The economic downturn only perpetuated and strengthened a trend toward more abject conditions. Coupled with poor policy implementation and poor project management by government, HIV/AIDS is the largest contributor to poverty in Botswana. According to the CIA World Fact Book, yeah, the CIA is really keeping tabs on people, right? The prevalence of HIV/AIDS is the second highest in the world and threatens Botswana's impressive economic gains. In 2012, 37% of the adult population was infected with the deadly virus. A health problem of this magnitude is detrimental to a nation's economic well-being because it reduces human capital. Additionally, 30% of the population lives below poverty. A World Hunger Map in 2013 depicts Botswana in a very high undernourishment zone with between 25 and 34% of the population undernourished. While Botswana is considered Africa's beacon of democracy and a middle-income country by world's leading organizations, including the UN, the people of Botswana are living in abject poverty, far hidden from the world. I'm glad they said that. The governance has been keen on showing the world a glittering picture of the country while disfranchising the media. This has led to the situation where the world sees only what the government wants to be seen. Crime in Botswana, staying safe, what you must know. Botswana is considered to be one of the safest countries in Africa, which is great news for travelers. Oh, really? Botswana, welcome to one of Africa's great success stories. Notice the slant in how they're reporting, okay? A place many consider the jewel in the African crown, safe, secure, and forward-thinking. Usually considered a luxury tourist destination, this southern African nation is on the rise. And for a serious African traveler, a definite must-see. But while it's a holiday spot many will find easy traveling, it does have crime, luckily not too much. Word on the street, Botswana is considered one of the safest countries in Africa, and the simple fact it really is. Most tourism in Botswana is around Gaborone and the tourist capital. Street crime in most of Botswana is very rare, especially against tourists. This is a nice change when you are traveling through Africa. Foreigners have been robbed, but it isn't a common thing, so don't worry yourselves. Tourists have been robbed in the areas of Gaborone Dam and Galley Hill in the capital, Gaborone. Travelers are advised to exercise caution in these areas, but you will likely to be safe. Tourism is a major part of the economy, and people are welcome in the country. Okay, as in most African countries, bad things can happen quick, so best to monitor certain areas and have eyes in the back of your head. Carjacking has been reported in Botswana, but like in all countries, there is a certain way to handle these situations. Usually don't be brave and try to resist. These people are serious about what they do, so don't resist. Best not to talk or look at them in the eye. It can be unnerving, but Africa has a way of pulling you out of your comfort zone. People driving 4x4s are usually at more risk of being carjacked. These cars are very valuable in Africa, so are usually the target of most thieves. Other crime, home invasions, smash and grabs from vehicles, and cell phone thefts, often at knife point, are routinely reported to the police. This is a level of crime that is expected in most developing nations, so shouldn't come as too much of a concern to travelers. Visitors should use care when talking on a cell phone while walking. Okay, now they go on to speak about the different crimes. And, this is funny how they said it's just so safe. And they turn around now and say that in certain areas that you need to watch out for carjacking, home invasions, and, being held about knife point. And this is a place where the so-called prince and his future wife spend a lot of time. Isn't that something? So we're getting two different pictures here. And they say the government is rich and the people are poor. And 37% of the adult population there. Yeah, and somebody did have to honk their horn driving by, right? Yes, I did say I'm outside. But 37% of the population is HIV positive. Yet, even though there was a downturn for a few years with the diamond demand in the world, it's still that they're sitting on diamonds. Now, they're sitting on diamonds, and Prince Harry is getting married to a black woman. Even though her features, at first sight, don't hold the ethnic traits of a black woman, she is a black woman. And I'm looking to see which so-called mainstream media platform is going to report it as such. They're basically going to say biracial, if anything else. But if Meghan Markle went to rob a bank, they're not going to call her biracial. They're going to call her black. You see, black is designated to anything bad. And so when you are doing something which the so-called dominant culture is what they consider good, they're not going to call you black, because black is not to be associated with anything good. What I also found interesting with many people who were making comments on the various social media platforms, and believe me, I didn't want this video to go on that long, but with the black people, yes, and they had black avatars, and it doesn't mean anything because we have a lot of white folks out here who change their identity online to get in on black chat rooms. But for the most part, when they have, like, say, for example, a website that uses the Facebook pages to leave comments, and you can click on it and see the profile of the person and see their life for a while. I checked up on 3 or 4 of them, and these were black women who spoke on this, and they were so overjoyed. They were so happy. They were so overjoyed. And the funny part about it is these black women who made that comment, I'm not knocking them for saying that, right? But half of them, out of the 4, 2 of them had strong feminist, black feminist views. So they were so happy to see a black woman that they would go ahead and call biracial marry a white man in power and in position. And so many of us feel it's such a good thing when now we are accepted because we are marrying into the white royal family. But the symbolism of that ring scares me. Princess Diana was murdered, and he still has the ring. Which, if you can get the ring, the car accident, and, you're going to keep it. I don't really knock him for that. But he's not giving her another ring. He's giving her a ring or diamonds that, a ring that has diamonds from the old ring that his mother wore at the time of her death. Wow. So this doesn't look too good. I wouldn't want that ring at all, because we know with the so-called royal family that there's a lot of symbolism involved. And my thing is, while they spent time in Botswana, lots of time there, we know that she was not speaking out on how the people there are done. They're not hungry because they want to be hungry. But like we said in the article, and it was said in the article earlier, they're very selective in what they want to show the world through the press. So here we have an oppressed nation that has serious, serious issues with hunger, serious issues with health and medical, and I'm assuming opportunities and jobs. But why should there be a serious issue with opportunities and jobs when you're in one of the richest nations in the world, sitting on diamonds? Sitting on diamonds. Let's be real. All over Africa, it's being exploited for its resources, and other people go there to get rich off of the backs of the people who were born there and whose land it belongs to. But so many of the leaders there sell the people out there. I'm looking at shows every day like HGTV, where they sell homes, and they have where people buy homes, where you fix up and stuff also, but they have different programs where they show people all over the world buying real estate. And many times now, more so than ever, I'm seeing white people from all over the world going over into many different countries in Africa and buying real estate. And the land is absolutely beautiful. I learned the other day that there's a highway being built in Jamaica, and the highway is named the Beijing Highway. And it's Chinese people who are coming in droves and building highways. Why would you come to another country and build a highway unless you plan on living there? See? So when you conquer a people, you put your name on them. This is why so many of us have the name Smith and Johnson and Robinson, because we are conquered people. And Jamaica is in the process of being conquered, and Africa, many countries in Africa are in the process of being conquered. But nobody's saying anything. And I read parts of 2 different articles there that told 2 different stories. While Prince Harry plans on marrying a black woman who has the look more so of a white woman at first glance. Her hair is straight, her complexion is really white, her features are not negroid, as they would call it. What if Prince Harry said that he fell in love with the actress Precious? Oh, hell would break loose. They wouldn't allow that. Prince Harry would be a dead duck. But no, I'm not damning him for his choice. And possibly it might be true love. But there's a lot of symbolism in this. Is he marrying her for her? Or is there symbolism involved on a wicked level? No, I won't say the I word, the Illuminati word. But there's something strange here when you give your wife-to-be and you're part of the royal family a ring that has diamonds from your deceased mother. And the diamonds came from a conquered nation that is impoverished, that you spent time in, that I never heard of a mention of you, Prince Harry, or your family, so-called royal family, to help those people. And chances are, since you are there, you have an interest, and your family has an interest as a nation and as a world force to continue to exploit it. Now, this is something I'm assuming, and I'm going to do some research to see if that is the truth. But 9 times out of 10, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it ain't a giraffe. So here you are very comfortable on the rich side of this country, while the poor people are infected with HIV. And you say that's their damn problem. But when you're poor, what else is there to do? Sexuality is utilized more so out of frustration and a distraction when you don't have resources, when you don't have hope. So you want to feel good and you want to escape. And which better way to escape other than escaping into an orgasm if you don't do drugs? Now, I'm quite sure they have a drug problem. And all of these problems that exist in 2017, they don't hinder the domination of that country. They say, go ahead, kill each other off. Go ahead, commit crimes and get locked up. Oh, you're hungry, so who gives a damn? While others come in and exploit, while this man plans to marry a black woman, an acceptable black woman. An acceptable, and what do I mean by that? And most folks are going to say biracial. See, this is going to be very interesting to watch this play out over time. And people are going to say, well, you're reading into this too much. But I just think it was very symbolic. It leaped out at me when they went into detail about that ring. So basically, the bottom line is, while you are conquering that black vagina in the bed that appears to be white, your people are conquering a country that has no hope, while you ride high on the horse and eat high on the hog from the resources of these people that you conquered. Prince Harry, will that be a conversation that you have with your soon-to-be wife? Or did you ever have that? Did you ever travel to the poor parts and speak out on the exploitation? Meghan, have you spoke about that? Or will you be that bed warmer, right, with Prince Harry, and you will play your position and keep your damn mouth shut while you see your people suffer? Or do you identify with them as your people? Do you identify with Mother Africa. So many people that have various degrees of black in them, or various degrees of blackness, because black is so dominant. When you're black, you're black. And I said that for a reason, because those people who look white and have black in them and are black, lots of times they will want to distance themselves from you. They'll see your plight and they'll play the other side of the coin, because they know they cannot identify with you publicly, because they will lose their position to the conqueror. And we know the conqueror has all of the resources, and we want to enjoy that status, and we want to enjoy those resources. How dare you, Meghan? You better speak up about that, or I'm going to ride your backside more than your own husband-to-be will. And I don't mean in a sexual way. This is how things work in this world, and we know that we need to look deeper into things. Very symbolic. That ring that you're wearing, Meghan, is no different than a noose around the neck of a conquered slave. That jewelry and everything that you enjoy that comes from the death and the killing and the murder and the diseased exploitation of black people will not have you sleep good at night. At first it might, but whatever blackness is in you, the ancestors will haunt you, and they will come to you. But really and truly, I see tragedy in this union. I'm not wishing this on anyone, but I don't think that the so-called royal family is going to tolerate this as much. They'll go on for a little while, but mark my words, I feel that there's a tragedy coming out of this union. And it's sad, but that's the way it is. But it's very symbolic. It's very symbolic in the same way we have a lot of these white celebrities coming over into Africa and adopting many of the kids that are impoverished. What's that all about? You want to have your own in-house melanin supply when the creator comes back? You want to mix in so you can guarantee a spot in heaven? Or do you want to indoctrinate the minds of those who have not been Americanized at all and will look at you like the savior and will execute or display complete loyalty to you in the mindset you bring, that you put on them from young? You adopt them like pets, but you over here, you look at the young black kids like they're thugs and criminals. We have so many sex rings going on. We have so many twisted things going on with these people in Hollywood. Who knows what rituals are being performed on these kids? Who knows what's being done? They might officially adopt 12, but they might be over there killing them off, doing satanic things, benefiting from the power of their life force, pure from the motherland. I don't trust it. There's a lot of symbolism here across the table. And really, I spoke these words on a whim because, as you well know, this news just came out. So I'm not Miss Cleo. I'm not some mind reader. I'm not some prophet. I'm just a guy on the sidelines observing the world, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at Lancescurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under Lancescurv.